a rusty screwdriver a loose nail in the back of a chair. When a word was said in English, all work stopped. He would turn around and repeat it at the top of his voice, "Sunday, Monday, goodbye, sexy," and the entire shop shook with laughter. Late in the evening, just as Ramana Shetty was ready to close up, Tima, a local drunk who had bought 3 cigarettes every night, would roar with delight to see Ziauddin, his bum and thighs pressed against the giant fridge, shoving it back into the shop, inch by inch. "Look at that whippersnapper," Tima clapped. "The fridge is bigger than him, but what a fighter he is." Calling the whippersnapper close, he put a 25 paisa coin in his palm. The little boy looked at the shopkeeper's eyes for approval. When Ramana Shetty nodded, he closed his fist and yelped in English, "Thanks you, sir." One evening, pressing a hand down on the boy's head, Ramana Shetty brought him over to the drunk and asked, "How old do you think he is? Take a guess." Tima learnt that the whippersnapper was nearly 12. He was the 6th of 11 children from a farm labouring family up in the north of the state. As soon as the rains ended, his father had put him on a bus with instructions to get off at Kittur and walk around the market until someone took him in. "They packed him off without even 1 paisa," Ramana said. "This fellow was left entirely to his own wits." He again placed a hand on Ziauddin's head. "Which I can tell you aren't much, even for a Muslim." Ziauddin had made friends with the 6 other boys who washed dishes and ran Ramana's shop, and slept together in a tent they had pitched behind the shop. On Sunday at noon, Ramana pulled down the shutters and slowly rode his blue and cream-coloured Bajaj scooter over to the Kitama Devi temple, letting the boys follow on foot. As he entered the temple to offer a coconut to the goddess, they sat on the green cushion of the scooter, discussing the bold red words written in Kannada on the cornice of the temple. "Honour thy neighbour, thy God." "That means the person in the house next door is your God," one boy theorized. "No, it means God is close to you if you really believe in him," retorted another. "No, it means, Ziauddin tried to explain, but they wouldn't let him finish. "You can't read or write, you hick." When Ramana shouted for them to come into the temple, he darted in with the others a few feet, hesitated, and then ran back to the scooter. "I'm a Muslim. I can't go in." He had said the word in English, and with such solemnity that the other boys were silent for a moment, and then grinned. A week before the rains were due to start, the boy collected his bundle and said, "I'm going home." He was going to do his duty to his family and work alongside his father and mother and brothers, weeding or sowing or harvesting some rich man's fields for a few rupees a day. Ramana gave him an extra of 5 rupees, minus 10 paisa for each of 2 bottles of thumbs-up he had broken, to make sure he would return from his village. 4 months later, when Ziauddin came back, he had developed vitiligo, and pink skin streaked his lips and speckled his fingers and earlobes. The baby fat in his face had evaporated over the summer. He returned lean and sunburnt, and with a wildness in his eyes. "What happened to you?" Ramana demanded, after releasing him from a hug. "You were supposed to come back a month and a half ago." "Nothing happened," the boy said, rubbing a finger over his discoloured lips. Ramana ordered a plate of food at once. Ziauddin grabbed it and stuffed his face like a little animal, and the shopkeeper had to say, "Didn't they feed you anything back home?" The whippersnapper was displayed to all the customers, many of whom had been asking for him for months. Some who had drifted to the newer and cleaner tea shops opening up around the train station came back to Ramana's place just to see him. At night, Tima hugged him several times and then slipped him 2 25 paisa coins, which Ziauddin accepted silently, sliding them into his trousers. Ramana shouted to the drunk, "Don't leave him tips. He's become a thief." The boy had been caught stealing samosas meant for a client, Ramana said. Tima asked the shopkeeper if he was joking. "I wouldn't have believed it myself."